Good morning and welcome to another review from Amigo Model Works. My name's Stan. Today we've got a rather big box. We've got the Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl. This is a limited edition from Revell. I believe it was originally released by Zevda a few years ago. They dropped the licensing and changed the Black Pearl into the Black Swan. It looks like Revell's getting around to borrowing the molds from Zevda, and they've getting a licensing from Disney and made another version of the Black Pearl. The box art states Pirates of the Caribbean Salazar's Revenge. Now that was the actual working title for the film, so this must have been the licensing must have been sorted out before they changed the title of the movie. So it's a level 5 kit. It's a fairly big box. The box measures 24 inches by 16.5 inches, and it's 4.5 inches deep. The actual kit, it says on the cover, it's got 895 parts, 50 centimeters long, 47 centimeters high, and it's for ages of 14 plus. So, without further ado, we'll open the box. We'll have a look at the parts. Be warned, this has got an awful lot of parts. Bags haven't been opened yet, so bear with me. The box art on the Revell release is really striking. I mean, it's a lovely box art with the weathered skull and crossbones there, and the black pearl with full seals there. So let's open the box and we'll have a look, see what's inside. It's a top opening box, which is unlike Revell to do that. They usually make end opening box, but I think our larger kits have been changed to top opening. So we'll get the box lid out the way. Instructions here. Now the instructions haven't been changed to the newer CAD style instructions. They're still, they're the old Revell style instructions. So gives you, we'll have a look at the instructions near the end, because I know you want to see the parts. So what I'll do, I'll take the box off the desk and lift each bag up so you can see the parts. So it'll make it easier to shove that out of the way. So what you'll most be interested in is the whole parts. So here's the two whole parts, and if we can find a knife, we'll open that up. Just slit the ends here and get the whole parts out, and the stand which you get. There'll be pieces to go into the stand, but we'll get the whole parts. Right, so if we can zoom down onto this, it's nicely textured with plankton. It's not overly stated, it's not trench-like, but there is a definite plankton pattern. If we can see this camera to focus. So we've got plankton running from bow to stern. The actual length of the hull is 14.5 inches. There is the stern piece to go on this, so it will make it rather bigger, and then there's the bowsprit to go on the front and the figurehead to go on the front. When Zevda lost the licenses, they re-released the kit and called it the Black Swan, and Disney made them delete and take the I believe the first issue kits as the Black Swan did have the 2 figureheads in, but I believe Disney stepped on that and made them take the figurehead out. So second bag here, we have gun ports for the guns there. So this builds up the hull, so it makes it a taller hull. You can see that held against the hull there. And we've got injection molded seals. Now, if you've built any ship kits, you'll know normally seals are made from vac forming material, and depending on how long the kit's been in the box, the vac form gets crushed, and it's a sod to try and get it back to shape. But these are nice. These are injection molded seals, fairly thin. They're not big, thick chunks of plastic. These hull sides, again, we've got a lot of detailing on here, a lot of plank detail. Because the Black Pearl was predominantly black in the films, I mean, this would be a great piece to use one of the black paint sets, the black and white paint sets from either Vallejo or Scale 75. They both do that one black paint sets, as do Andre, I believe, and it'd be a nice kit to try that. Next bag here, we've got rat lines, the ship's boat, the stern decorations. I'll get these pieces out. So there's the ship's boat. Separate oars. A lot of detail on that. I'll just zoom the camera back. So you can see that. That's a ship's boat. Bag full of transparent parts. You know, the lights on the back of the ship, the lanterns on the back of the ship. We've got a sheet here of rat lines, which are very fine, but they look like they'll be fairly easy to work with. I mean, you can go silly and you can make your own rat lines. If you buy a book on sailing ships, it'll have instructions on how to build a jig to build your own rat lines out of a suitable material. The figurehead, as you can see, very nice detail on the figurehead, and some nice decoration for the stern. Stern pieces and the bulkheads. You can see the detail on There's some lovely detail on these. Some very fine moulding. On that, we'll put these back in the bag, otherwise I'll end up, as my compatriots and amigos will tell you, I'm forever losing pieces from kits, namely heads. I don't know what happens, but I tend to lose the head of a figure, and normally they're not small figures, they're normally fairly large figures. I'll show you something I've misplaced the head of in a second. Another large bag, which contains, as I can see, more seals. Again, some nice detail, nice thickness on them. They're not, you know, when they said it was having injection molded seals, I thought these are going to be fairly thick. As you can see, they're a nice thickness. We have a nice sprue here which has got the gun hatches, ladders, some of the hatch detail. Quite a few bits, a lot of detail. More lovely scrolling. You can see the scrolling on the parts there. Nice to paint. There's a mast, the main mast, mizzen mast, the anchors. Again, some nice scrolling parts for the crow's nest. Some nice, you know, cables wound around the mast. Some nice detail there. The ship's wheel. This is 1/72nd scale. Now, you get no figures with the kit, but there are figure sets available from some of the toy soldier manufacturers. Now, turn your nose up at them, but if you look at Toy Soldier Review, they show you examples of the figures, and they also tell you what density the plastic is on these figures. A lot of the later figures were made in a harder plastic, more like injection molded plastic, not like the polythene figures that we grew with from Airfix. So these are the deck pieces. Again, there's a lot of detail on a lot of plank detail. You can see the size of this thing. You know, I'm struggling to keep it on the bench. I'm sorry, you know, widescreen's just not working for this. Another bag full of cannons, miscellaneous pieces to hold the rigging. There's 1, 2, 3, and these are all identical. 4 identical screws, and it's all parts for the rigging. You can see the finesse of the some of the parts on here. That's better. There's some really crisp parts. And then we've got 4 identical ones there. We've got the cannons, which have all got tie downs, by the way. When the cannon recoils, they had cables fastened onto the deck so it would take the recoil so the gun didn't fly across the deck. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe there's 32 cannons. Each of the cannon carriages displays its own wood grain. So there's quite a few techniques you can get into with this. I mean, black and white techniques, wood grain techniques. Of course, pirate ship wouldn't be a pirate ship without the rigging. And Revell give you 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of rigging. Now, this seems quite good. I mean, I've had ships before where the rigging hasn't been usable, but certainly this reel looks quite good. But you can make it usable by running it through beeswax or some paper flags. You know, the old skull and crossbones paper flags. Let's pop these back in the box. We'll have a quick look at the instruction book. I got 2 of these. I delivered last week. 1 for myself and 1 for a fellow member of the Amigos who wanted one. So since we purchased them, another member of the Amigos has bought one as well. So there could be 3 builds on the go at once. So that'll be interesting. So here's the instruction book. I'll see if I can zoom it down for you. A bit better. So we've got a normal Revell parts diagram and not a lot of paints listed there. The parts diagram. You can build one of 2 versions, one with the gun ports open, one with the gun ports closed. I think the majority of people build it with the gun ports open. You do not want to hide those guns. So the first step is basically the deck and the guns. Following on to wrapping that in the hull. Nothing that's not going to cause. It doesn't look like it's going to cause a great deal of problems in the first 40 steps anyway. A lot of detail in the boat, including a filled sail, little provisions, little barrel of rum. Shows you how the guns are tied down here. Then gun ports, each is uses a little bit of rigging to keep the gun port open or closed. And the lanterns at the stern end, masts, ratlines, and then the rigging. And unfortunately there's an awful lot of rigging. Each has got its own size for each part of rigging. It's telling you what size to cut the part of the rigging to, where to tie it. A lot of detail there, but the rigging diagram. If you're frightened of biplanes, certainly this is not the kit to buy. Because if you can build this and you can rig this, you would have no problem with biplanes, I'm telling you. So very comprehensive rigging diagram. Paint diagram, it's black. There's call outs for each individual part, cannons and things like that, but it's predominantly supposed to be black. So that's it, guys. Another quick review. I've got one to pack up in a box, fill it with peanuts. Just a thought, when I said I kept losing parts. This is my death dealer. You might recognize this is my little death dealer. It's on My Little Pony. So I'll not need a great deal of I'll just get one of my grandkids as My Little Ponies now. I'll do that. But this is a hell of a chunk of resin. I just can't find the head of. I haven't lost it. It hasn't disappeared completely. But I'll find it. It's in a box. I've recently moved house, so it's in a box. But that's the base it comes with. That's a hell of a piece of resin. Got this from a company called Fantasy Realms that was selling it at a show. It has got the guy that cast its signature on it somewhere. There. Paul, or is it Andy Cole? Andy Cole, there's a name on it. I'm looking forward to painting that once I find the head. So that's it. So thanks for watching. If you've gotten this far, if I haven't bored you to tears, again, if you can't understand the accent, just look at the pictures. That's the best way to do it. Can't change it now. I'm too old to change it. But if you fancy a crack at a black pearl, if you want something to display in your living room, so when your guests come, it'll be instantly recognizable. They'll not think your Spitfire's a Messerschmitt and your Mustang's a Zero. Everybody recognizes a black pearl. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys.